So I went to a nearby hotel and I got a lift for €3 to the airport. Easy peasy, on a budget, doing it right. I'm going to list what it's cost me to travel to Bordeaux. You're going to hear me doing a voiceover for this entire video just because I messed up my camera and I was nearly crying trying to edit this, and this is what I've salvaged. I literally 4 hours worth of filming. But anyway, let's not talk. This is my hostel. I arrived there. I have to say, from start to finish, the hostel staff were just nice. It was spotless clean. And yeah, I went into, this is my little cubby. And this is my bedroom. And that's just a blanket and a pillow. It was enough. It's a little ledge with a charger. And you have, see the charging port there? And you have a light. And I have to say, guys, I'm looking at my bedroom thinking, how can I make this a little bit of a pod? That's how good it was, in my opinion. It's given me ideas for in the future with the kids, etc. It just means that you don't need as much as you think you do. I have to say I was delighted. This is how everything was recorded. Slow mo. And you can't hear my voice and you can see how frustrated I am. That was breakfast. So nice. So where we're staying in the hotel is actually quite posh, but around the corner there's an Aldi. And this Aldi, I don't know what does be going on, but every time I've walked by it, I've left it, someone is getting pulled aside for robbing. There was a lot of homeless people in Bordeaux, which was a real contrast to where we were staying, or where I was staying, I was just looking at some of the fruit and veg. I don't know about you, but I always have to have a good look in a supermarket just to see how the locals kind of live. And what I've noticed is some, the fruit and veg, some of them are dearer, quite a bit dearer, and then some of them aren't. And some of the meat is quite a bit dearer as well. I know because I was kind of judging by the meat that I would get at home. That those are chicken drumsticks and they're nearly a $5 for a pack, and we're complaining, I swear to God. But look, it's probably per how much they get paid over there. Yeah, so I'm speeding everything up because the way I filmed this, it was photos but in a still slow-mo, so I was just traumatized trying to edit all this. But I wanted you to have a look at what I was seeing. I got a Kinder Surprise and it was only it was $8.69. To be honest, I got what the Easter Bunny got for the kids were similar, but it was €9, €10 over here, and that was reduced. I don't know. This feels like the old Aldi, they haven't had the makeover that we've had, But look, there's escalators and all in them. I was going up for the wine, just wanted to see how much wine is. And we're in the Bordeaux region, so I knew getting their stuff. Little did I know the next day when I did a wine tour, what all the signs meant. And I feel like that's something that I'm going to take home with me. But yeah, I'm going to an eat with dinner where you go and stay in, you don't stay, you go and have dinner in someone's home. And I wanted to pick a wine, and then I wanted to have a few goodies, but I actually didn't. Guys, I've been intermittent fasting before I got here, and I just didn't really want to go too bold because I just didn't want to. I did get a packet of cheese balls, which were delicious, but I didn't really need anything. And in the hostel, in the common area, even though people were coming in and having their dinners and stuff, I was still able to, you could still just bring your food in and just eat it there, which I think is good because they didn't have a canteen or anything, and you could just ask them to heat stuff up to you. I thought it was a great hostel. I know I'm saying it again. Apart from this, there's kind of the smell of sewage in the background, and I asked and they said it was because it's an old city that what we're doing is we're basically Like they can't, that comes and goes and they can't do anything about it. That was the only downside, but it was so spotless. The cleaners were out every day that I couldn't say anything. Anyway, back to Aldi. The food in here was absolutely delicious. I was looking at the cheeses. I was sucked in, lads. And some of the cheese was still expensive. One thing I was shocked at was the olive oil. You're going to see me approaching it there. Lads, I was traumatized. €7? €7 for extra virgin olive oil. I was weak looking at that. Okay, I see some editing there. I was weak looking at that. Eggs. I had to go and check eggs because, you know, eggs is the talk of the town. France is not affected. France is not affected to a certain point. Eggs is still fairly reasonable. You know, fairly reasonable. Not bad. Like you can see 12 eggs, $2.75. Not bad. Those were the old days, weren't they? Those were the old days. I love these little shops, but I love reading in the sun even better. So that's me enjoying my best life, and I refuse to speak to anybody. This was later on. I went to the Eat With to Aladdin and Theo's house. And it was actually really delicious. That was a tart. This was something that Theo's dad made for them as a pot holder with wine. I was like, taking ideas. It was so simple and it was quintessentially French. And this is why I wanted to go over there. I wanted to see how a French person, what's their dinner, what would they serve me? And this was really nice. Me trying to figure out this menu was another thing. I should have realized right then that the camera wasn't on the right setting, but I didn't. This was like, so the start was like a goat's cheese tart with honey and walnuts, but this, you see that? That's duck underneath. Like the portion, guys, my mouth is watering watching this. The portion, they were like, do you want salad? I was like, no, I'm done. Then that was like a brioche French toast and some homemade ice cream. Really delicious, really great company. This is the next day. The next day was a wine tour in the Saint-Emilion region, and it was really nice. I can't remember the wine, the chateau, but I know I drank some wine. We were going down into like the dungeon. Most of Bordeaux is made up, all of Bordeaux is made up of limestone, well, the old Bordeaux, and they used to actually dig out the dungeons where they stored the barrels of wine, and that limestone was what built up the city. It was a very rich city, and it profited off the slave trade, I must admit, in colonizing the world. But here we are, and they used to have to work 16 hours a day, lads. I wish I got this all filmed, but this is us actually going in to do the wine tour. And yeah, I was living my best life in there, I'm not gonna lie. they kept bringing the wine and I was getting a little bit googly-eyed. So the next day I went on a food tour, which is called the No Diet Food Tour. That was the host in the denim jacket there, Mary. She was lovely, eccentric and a little bit quirky, but we loved her. There was a gang of, I think there was 6 of us, including a child, and that child was a good girl, I have to say. Really, really good. The first place we stopped off was for mussels, and that was in the market. I was in the market previously. I'm going to try and add some reels that I made for my other social media so you can see. The mussels were nice, lads, but can't beat Irish mussels. Why am I whispering this? I don't know. They were nice, but I just think that like they're juicier over here. I don't know. I rather our mussels anyway. We went walking then and we went around to an Italian place. This where I took this video because I really wanted you guys to see it. This is where there's a church there and they built the bell tower away from the church, and now the tower is leaning and they're trying to fix it. I don't know, I have no idea, but this is a real like a multicultural area, and I just like that. I wish I had found that before. We had those that was the next place. It was an Italian place, focaccia sandwiches, and it was really nice. I was a bit and then I was like, wow, really nice. I have to practice my sourdough. Then we went and had cheese. Then we went into this like 90s pop place. We had like half a burger each in here, but by this time I was starting to get full, I'm not gonna lie. There's like a Scooby-Doo bed, the Spice Girl wallpaper. I have to say I really love this place. I'd come back here, and if I was to bring the kids, if I was to come with the kids, I'd definitely bring them here. I think this is a cool little spot and I really, really enjoyed it. Even like I'll try and get the reel that I did on YouTube and insert these all at the end of this video, so you'll get like a little hint of the little mini things. Then we went walking all through the town. That's when I realized I was in where I was staying was a posh area, because we ended up back there and they were like, this is like this, and I was like, what? They put a hostel in the middle of like Grafton Street. Okay, we had these cookies and first I was like, they're not gonna be that nice, like they're too big. They were delicious, crunchy on the inside, outside soft on the inside. We also had these things. This is made of like a sand tower and it was delicious. That was the end, guys. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to film it the way I wanted to, but you know what? Go to Bordeaux. It's worth it. That's all I can say.